Hello, welcome to the podcast. My name is Hafu Go. I'm a YouTuber with 1.2 million subscribers. And in my free time, I love talking to people and learning new things. And that's what this podcast is going to be about. So my first guest is my good friend, Jensen Tung. He's also another YouTuber with 280,000 subs. He talks about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and the creator lifestyle on his channel. And he is also an entrepreneur who has multiple businesses, which we can talk about as well. We've been friends for over 11 years, so we can get into some deep stuff about how we got into YouTube and how we started this whole journey and maybe some of the behind the scenes of our YouTube processes and businesses. We'll get into all of that.
I'm excited to be here, Hafu.
Okay, yeah. So Jensen and I are originally from Vancouver, but right now we're not in Vancouver. We're in Toronto because I recently moved to Toronto, and Jensen is here to help me film a Bruce Lee nunchucks video.
And you flew me out here, and this is my first time being here too, so it's crazy. And it was fun filming the video. It's fun exploring the city.
Let's talk a little bit about our YouTube production process, because I think a lot of people are interested in that.
Yeah.
Like, how do you go from an idea to making a final video? What's your process like?
Okay. I think I don't have like a I don't know, factory step-by-step process, but I mean, if I really want to like boil it down, obviously, like I kind of ask myself, like, what topics do I love the most, right? Like, what am I inspired to make in terms of video? Or like, if there's something trending, you know, how can I incorporate my voice into it? And so those ideas usually like come out of the blue, or maybe I'm like sitting in my room and I just think of and brainstorm and think of these ideas. And once that's out, I start writing. I start walking around my room or like outside and just writing notes and stuff that pops in my head. And then once that's done, then go into production, go into filming, editing, and then boom, and that's the video. And so I think, yeah, like I think a lot of people, different people work differently. I think some people like to, you know, work well, like real, like dedicating time, focusing on brainstorming. And then some, like, I think kind of like me, they kind of just pop out of nowhere. And it's very unpredictable sometimes. And obviously I try to like brainstorm during certain periods too. But I feel like the ones that pop out of nowhere are like the best ones. They're like,
Okay, so you work more of like an artist.
it's like a feeling. There's a feeling
inspiration
to it.
strikes you, eh?
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because like I you know, I also read like, you know, creativity is a muscle, and you can like, if you keep practicing and even if there's a bad idea and you keep writing, but you still write them down or you still try to expand them, you're still like, you might still find those creative like ideas within that activity. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think, of course, I handle that too. But at the same time, I know that some those ideas that pop out of nowhere, maybe when I'm showering or something like that,
Yeah.
like those are like golden. And so I try to use those as well. What about you? What is your creative process like?
My creative process has evolved over time. I think the big difference between when I first started YouTube and now is I spend a lot more time planning each video rather than filming. Filming is actually the least consuming aspect of my video creation process. So I do have that, like I do get, so we go from like basically ideas, filter ideas, decide on an idea, and then we go into planning the video and then writing out an outline for the video, refining the outline, and then we get the logistics down, meaning like book locations, book people like you, and then we film, and then we edit, and then we review, and then we upload. So it's like a very like structured process now. I'm trying to like make it more structured and break it down into like components so I can hire people for each component.
Yeah.
In terms of ideas, because like a lot of people ask me, like, where do you get your ideas for YouTube videos? That's probably like the hardest thing for most people, but for me, that comes like very naturally. I do get ideas from the shower.
Yeah.
I think it's like a great place to generate new ideas. But I also have like an intensive research process that we go through on a weekly basis, and I do that with like someone on my team. And basically, like for every idea we make, we try to generate at least 100 ideas.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like like all in one meeting or something like that. Just, or maybe not just one meeting, but like throughout the whole process.
So we do this on a weekly basis. So like, it will probably, if you were to do this, like it would probably take like a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a full day of 8 hours.
That's good.
Yeah. If before you went into YouTube, what other careers did you have?
I think growing up, like, obviously the number one was Hollywood director. And so I love filmmaking, and I think, I mean, that's what drew me into YouTube as well. But yeah, filmmaking, I started off in the, I guess, YouTube world, making short films with you. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, we used to make things like comedy skits and like short films on like romance and action and stuff like that. You know, shout out to Wong Fu, you know, big inspiration. So those types of videos, and we did them for fun. And of course,
This
like,
was in high school, by the way.
yeah, it's high school.
Yeah.
And so, of course, like at that time, you know, I didn't know if I was gonna go into YouTube as my career. So I also didn't even know if I was gonna go to Hollywood as my career. All I knew was I just love filmmaking, and I love making and telling stories and shooting and all of that. And so yeah, when I think in university, right when high school ended, I had to decide where I had to go, and I almost went to film school. And if I did go that route, I don't know where.
Wait,
I'd
so
be, but
you were applying to business and
Yeah.
film school at the same
I didn't
time?
apply to film school, but I was thinking, like before I
okay.
applied to anything, I was
see.
thinking, I was like, should I go to film school or business school? And I eventually decided to not go to film school, not because I didn't want to pursue Hollywood, but because, or video production or like filmmaking, but it was more of like, you know, like the degree, like like I can stand out more as a creative, as a filmmaker in business school than film school. And then I think like entering film school, then I kind of, you know, found my path, and that eventually led to YouTube and
You mean
entrepreneurship.
business school, entering business school.
Yeah, entering business school. Yeah. So I decided to go to business school, and I studied at UBC, like Hafu.
Yeah.
And we were classmates, and then I just went into YouTube
It's
from there.
actually, I was thinking, like, you are actually my oldest friendship that I still talk to on a regular
Really?
basis. Yeah. Yeah.
crazy.
Because, like, there's people from elementary school that I was
Right.
friends with. And, like, I'm sure if I hit them up, we'd be friendly. But, like, we've just grown apart. We don't
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
But, like, me and you, we've, like, kind of stayed on a similar path.
Yeah. It's funny.
Right? Because it's funny. In high school, we were like making like short films together for your channel, like kind of like Wan Fu, and then and then we also like worked some summer jobs together.
Yeah.
Like there was this painting company. And like I don't want to say the exact name, but it's like those like university painting companies, and in the summer they go door to door. So like I was the first employee for this painting company. I went door to door. I got after like 2 months, out of all the branches in Canada, we went to number 1 because I was so good at like door to door selling people. And then my boss was like, "Hey, since you're so good, do you have any friends that want to do it?" And that's how I recruited you.
And that was
right?
my first job, by the way.
Yeah, that was my first job too. I
Yeah.
found it off of Craigslist,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, those were like, oh my god, the
Dude,
hustle days.
If you were thinking like working conditions, this was
Dude, it's
freaking
terrible.
terrible working conditions.
You know, before I went to the job interview, my dad and my brother were like, "What the hell? Like, this is a scam." Like, what?
Yeah, I interviewed at a Starbucks.
Yeah, that's what I had to do.
and then we had to like go out in the winter, knocking on doors, door to door.
Yeah, it was tough.
It was
But I think it really like instilled in us like this like, oh my god, like we know like the bottom of the barrel like life, and then now we're like, okay, we gotta grind and hustle and whatever.
Honestly, I didn't feel bad doing it. I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
feel like it was the bottom of the barrel. But there were some days in Vancouver when it got like super cold. I remember one night vividly. Like I was in like the middle of nowhere, and then it snowed up to our knees, and there was like one house who didn't shovel their driveway
Oh,
and didn't shovel their like path to their door. But I was like, I gotta go door to door. I gotta hit every door, right? I see an opportunity. So I've like basically walked in the snow to their door
oh my god.
and knocked there. And when the person opened, they were like, "Hey man, I'm sorry we don't need to paint our house, but I really appreciate you coming out here. I appreciate your tenacity because we see we didn't shovel our driveway.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can we offer you a drink or something?"
Oh my god.
So
Just
yeah.
give me your phone number so I could have a lead.
Yeah. I think I honestly might have said that. Like, let me just write this down. Yeah, because we were paid like for every phone number we collected. Damn, those were days, man. Those were the days.
Yeah. But I remember just like summertime, super hot, just sweating.
Yeah.
But then
I
once you-
like the summer more.
I only worked the summer, so I didn't know
yeah.
the winter time. So
Winter was
that's good.
worse. Winter was worse. No, but it was kind of fun to like have you struggle
Yeah.
with me.
Same thing as this week, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think people bond over common struggles, especially like in university when people are studying for a final in the library together and like pulling like 2 a.m. study sessions. Like we bond over that.
Yeah. You know, and I think that also like gets into like the creator lifestyle and YouTube lifestyle and stuff like that. Like it can be a very like lonely path in the beginning, because most people start off as individuals and like they're creating their own content and yeah, it's really good to like meet other creators that understand like how the lifestyle is or
Yeah.
how the work is like, but also like I guess how like when you're scaling your business too, like now you have employees and teammates and things
Yeah.
like that, and you feel like do you feel like yeah, it's more of like you know, it's like no, you're not just alone anymore,
Yeah,
right?
like when I hired a cameraman for the first time, that like unlocked a whole new level, dude. Because
Right,
it's
right.
like when you're filming in public by yourself, you
Yeah.
look so weird and you feel so awkward because everyone's staring at you. But if you have a person holding a camera filming you, you look legit, man.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Whoa, who's that guy?" Like it's a new level of respect instead of thinking that guy is weird.
Yeah. No, and then also like the mindset. It's like, hey, I'm not just here like filming, vlogging by myself and whatever.
Yeah.
It's more like I'm on the job. So then, and then when you're on the job, it's like this. You have this confidence. So
Like my cameraman used to be SAR, but before I moved to Toronto, right? I also call him my emotional support, you know, because like when we're out, like I can like bounce ideas off of him, but
Yeah.
mostly it's just like having someone I can talk to
yeah.
when I feel awkward is very
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So like, what got you into YouTube then?
Well, like growing up, that was like the thing to watch, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't even own like cable television or anything. Like, so I.
Like when did you start to focus on your YouTube channel as
Okay,
a
so if
career?
if like the I started my first YouTube channel and posted my first video in like 2012. So actually no, it's farther back. It's like 2009 or something like that. It's a lot. No, maybe 2006 to be honest. Like a long time ago. But in terms of like actually, okay, the short films came out around 2012 to 2015, that era. But to actually like when I actually took it as a business was probably 2020. I think that was when I finally, that was when I graduated university, and that was when COVID hit, and I was like, yo, for my career, what do I do? And I felt that I was ready to kind of focus on YouTube. So
What
2020.
was there like? Were you making enough money at the time for it to be a full-time job?
No, but it was like money where I was like, oh my God, like I can see this growing. And also like in terms of views and things like that, subscriber growth, I could see like, okay, I can probably hit like a minimum wage salary soon. So you know
Like
what?
at the time when you decided to go full time, how much were you making off of YouTube per month?
I don't even remember. I think definitely like I don't remember. Probably like less than like $10,000 or something like that. Like
Oh, that's still a lot.
no, but like way less. Maybe like just a
Per
couple
month?
thousand. Oh, per month? Oh, sorry, so sorry. No. Like per year or something like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
I don't remember per month. Like probably like a couple like $100 or something like that. I
Okay.
don't know. But yeah, like I don't like for me like it wasn't just about like also like it wasn't just about the money as well because also I being an entrepreneur I also have like other businesses.
Hmm.
So I was able to in 2020 I was able to diversify my income and make this foundation where I was like, okay, now I can pursue YouTube, and if I fail, like I have these other things to lean
Wait,
on.
what were the other things?
Yeah, so I have a storage company called Storage Hotel, and so that me and my brother were working on that, and that was generating income. So you know, if YouTube failed, I could lean on that. I also was doing freelance and contracting on the side for like marketing and content creation stuff like that. So that was another thing. I think those are the two. So yeah, so I had that, and I think a lot of people they kind of just jump into YouTube and they like risk it all. And like for some people it might work, but for someone like me where I'm kind of like I don't want to risk it all, right? Like I want to make sure I have a foundation first. And actually even before that, I did all like the typical business stuff, right? Like job internships, like whatever. I had a resume. So if I failed YouTube, I could at least find another job, right?
Hmm.
So I think I covered all my bases. And then I realized, okay, you know what? It's time to go into YouTube, and I did, and you know, it turned out well. So it's
Mm,
good.
yeah. I think that's kind of how I felt as well when I went full time into YouTube. Like, there's a book by Adam Grant called Originals, and it talks about entrepreneurs, how it almost seems like entrepreneurs just YOLO everything and then risk it all. But if you dig deeper in actuality, they almost always have like a very safe backup plan. So it's not like all in or nothing, you
Yeah,
know?
and I also call it's called the calculated risk. Like
Mm,
it's not like you're just like jumping and having a leap of faith,
yeah.
and like the risk that you're taking is already calculated. You know, like you know, like your percentage of succeeding or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, and what you do if you fail and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, um,
Yeah, that's what I do a lot as well. Like, it might not seem like that on the surface because like I might seem very like spontaneous and I might just like YOLO it.
yeah.
But like when I YOLO, it's like a calculated YOLO, you know? It's like
Mm-hmm.
I know like my downside is very small, but my upside is very high.
Yeah.
I like those type of YOLOs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Yeah. Like if, like, let's say for video, for example, like if you do a crazy idea and then if let's say it fails, like it doesn't get views or whatever, then you know, like it's not gonna like bankrupt you or something.
Mm.
So like obviously, yeah, you just gotta
Whereas like some YouTubers like Eric, he like literally like
Yo-yos.
went in depth like
Yeah.
by $20,000 to like start his YouTube journey. Like, that's some next
Yeah.
level stuff.
Like
man.
some people have that risk tolerance, but some don't.
I feel like
I think most
not
don't,
trying to be
honest.
racist, but like I feel like Asian people are
That's
more
true.
risk averse.
True.
Yeah.
It's just about like financial literacy, I guess. Like I think some people, yeah, also the Asian thing.
Yeah. I think our parents just like burned it into us.
Yeah.
When I first went on full time on YouTube, it was actually during COVID as well. It was
Yeah.
2021, like towards like the middle of COVID. And it was just because I got bored, man. Like I was doing marketing consulting for this company and I was making like a very good income. But that was like, even though it took like maybe like 10 hours a week or something like that, it was taking a lot of my mental space. I just
Yeah.
wanted my mental space to all be focused on YouTube. I just want to think about YouTube, think about ideas, think about like learning YouTube. So I decided to drop that and then focus my attention on YouTube, even though that thing was like making a lot more money than YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It was making like I was making like 1,000 from YouTube, and that thing was making 5 times the amount.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought to myself, is like, I believe I can replace the other income with YouTube because I have faith. And just somehow miraculously, like the next month, my views went up. I got a sponsor. So like ad revenue plus sponsor, like basically equal the
Yeah.
income I would have made otherwise.
Yeah, and it's like I think a lot of people like they kind of wonder. They're like, when do you make the jump, right?
Mm.
Like when do you ditch the job or the 9 to 5 to go into like I don't know your own thing, content creation, entrepreneurship, whatever. And I think there's always gonna be that like weird transition period, like what you said, like
Mm.
oh my god, like I probably can make more money here, but it's like once you make the jump, then I don't like yeah, it's like it went up miraculously, right? Like
Yeah.
your income. But it's also at the same time, it's like you have more time to focus on it now. You can actually put like instead of like 50%, you can put 100% of your energy
Mm.
into it. And then I think it really does correlate into something.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. Maybe it was like karma, you know? Yeah, it's like the higher powers are saying, yes, you're making the right move. It was just like
Yeah.
a little sign. I just needed a little sign of confirmation
Yeah.
for me to believe in myself more. I think that's one thing when you're first starting any entrepreneurship journey or starting YouTube specifically. It's like there's so much doubt because you put all your effort in. You spend like 50 hours on a video and it gets like 200 views. That's very demoralizing. And you doubt yourself. You doubt, it's like, is anyone even wanting to watch my content? Like, is it because I'm bad, or is it because my content's bad, or is it because I'm not likable? Like,
Mhm.
so many things, right? Am I wasting my time? That's also a big thing. Um, but you just gotta like stick to your belief in yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that belief comes from. Like a lot of times it's just I brainwash myself a lot with content and rap songs. Like I brainwash myself. Sometimes there are these like glimpses of hope. Like when I got my first video to like 100K views,
Mhm.
that was like a glimpse of hope. And then like the next glimpse of hope was like maybe I get like $1,000 per month, you know, and then I get my first million view video. Like all these little steps increase the belief in yourself. And if you took everything away, took all the numbers away, took all my money away, if I just had that belief left, I think I could do it over again, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all about like celebrating the small wins too, right? I think a lot of people like like everyone like when they enter YouTube or content creation, and especially nowadays, like especially nowadays, I think in the past, like there were no 100 million subscriber channels or like 10 million subscriber channels or whatever, right? So nowadays, like people put like the crazy high goals for themselves, but I think you gotta like go back in time and like celebrate like 100 views, 1,000 views,
Mm.
100 subscribers. Like take it slow because I think people are comparing themselves to like the big guys, and of course they're gonna be like way better than you or gonna get way more views than you. So it's all about having a positive outlook as well. I
Yeah.
think that's really important because
Yeah.
I think yeah, I think like what you said. I think the first time I got 100,000 views, it was like insane, and it felt way better than when you're getting a million.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
100,000 was way better than the
Yeah.
million.
Yeah.
So like it's interesting. I think
I think at that point in our career of YouTube, like we're just like clawing for a little glimpse of validation, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're like more stable, like we have like a higher baseline and we believe in ourselves more. So like we don't need that validation as much.
And I think I mean, I try to understand like I don't want to dictate my personal value
Mm,
to and have it based on views or subscribers
yeah.
or my work, which is really hard to do as an artist,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like especially like every time I make something, I'm not only like making a video, I'm giving a piece of me to the audience,
Mm,
and for someone to judge that, like it's hard for me not to take it personally.
Right.
But I'm trying to, you know,
Yeah.
separate those two. Yeah. So I have a question for you. So, like, how are you finding the creator lifestyle? Like, is it because it is one that takes up a lot of hours and a
Mm.
lot of work and all of that. So, how do you find that?
I like it. But I'm also like a little different than most people. For me, work for me, I live to work. I don't work to live. And what I mean by that is like I think if you were like if you just let me do my own thing, I'd work like 80% of the day.
Yeah.
Um and it's because I believe like I can make the greatest contribution to the world through my work. So like if I make content that's inspiring, that's going to reach a lot of people, inspire them, and then it's going to create a cycle of them inspiring other people. So like that's like a great contribution I can make to the world. Um so like I don't really care about work-life balance.
Right.
And the other thing that's great about YouTube and working for yourself as a creator is that there's unlimited cap. You're playing like almost like an infinite game. You can always level up. So it's not like a job where even though you might put in more hours, you will not be rewarded for those hours proportionally. So I like it.
Do you feel like there's a constant like pressure for you to just get more and more and more, or like to like progress upwards?
I don't think there's a outside pressure. It's more of an internal pressure.
And do you think that's like healthy, or like you find it's okay? Or
I don't know. Is it healthy?
I don't know. No, because like I think, of course, I also have the internal pressure, right? Like I also want to do great things, and I'm the same as you. Like I try to view my work as like, you know, like that's my way of contributing to the world, inspiring other people, helping others like live a more fulfilling life and stuff like that. At the same time, though, I have to understand like, yeah, like it's like this. It's like that. It's like this hustle mentality, right? Like you know, hustle culture, right?
Yeah.
And I think, like on one side, I'm like, yeah, like yo, freaking, you got like, I do encourage everyone to freaking just chase your dreams and like push for things that are uncomfortable. But at the same time, it's like it's kind of like it's like what we just talked about. Like I think a lot of people put their value into the work that they do. On my end, I have that side of me where I'm always encouraging others and including myself too to like push hard and work hard and you know like don't waste your time just playing around. At the same time though, like I think as I've gotten older, I've realized like, dang, life is so beautiful. Like we should just kind of. It's like we don't want to like walk too fast past life because and what's that saying? It's like don't walk too fast or you don't get to smell the flowers or something like that. You know, I don't know. And I think everyone has like that not risk tolerance. Sorry, like that tolerance in terms of like how much of life they need to enjoy, how much work you need to enjoy. I think, but yeah, I don't know. Like, do you ever wonder about that? I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, but the creator lifestyle is like you can experience life as a part of your work. I get to go travel. I get to go talk to people that want to learn from to make videos with. Like that is my work. Like I'm living the best version of my life through my work.
Right.
And obviously like the other side is like the behind the scenes side where I have to like hire employees, build systems, edit videos, stuff like that, right? Sure, that's not as glamorous, but like half of the other half, it's like very fun.
Yeah.
It's like stuff that I would want to do in my free time.
Yeah, no, that's the funniest thing too. Like especially with YouTube for both of us. Like back then when this was not our jobs, that's what we did for our free time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're in a really lucky position. Same with me. If I was not paid, I'd probably still be doing YouTube. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like in terms of like my end, like I am also a workaholic. Don't get me wrong, right? Like I'm always like working, like I never leave my house and stuff like that. But I think then I've also thought about like, you know, and this is not just for YouTube, right? This is also for my other entrepreneurship hustles and stuff like that. But on my end, I think there's something I'm struggling with. Is like trying to like find that balance. And again, I'm kind of like you. I actually don't believe in work-life balance. I call it work-life harmony. It's finding a job, a career that also integrates well with the outside things, the things outside of work. Um, but yeah, like I think for me, I'm like, okay, and just for me, like I think I've invested a lot into my work. I also need to make some investments in my relationships, in friends and family and love and all that stuff. So I think I'm trying to figure that out. I think a lot of many other people though are much better than that at those than me. So
Yeah, I mean, I invested time into those when I was like earlier in university and high
right,
school.
yeah. No, that's a normal way. I think I didn't like
Yeah.
in university. Like, like I did not go to clubs. I mean, first of all, that's not my jam. I still wouldn't go to clubs.
Yeah.
But I was definitely like hustling throughout that time too. So
Yeah.
maybe it's like I'm catching up now. Yeah.
You're catching up now. Yeah. I mean, like everybody goes through different phases.
Everyone
at
has their own
different
timelines.
times. Yeah, exactly. But I feel like most people have similar phases. You know,
Yeah.
like there's similar phases in their life, but they might happen like at different times.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you want to be doing this in 10 years?
I think I'll definitely still be in like I don't know the term, like content creation, like filmmaking, storytelling. I love that. In terms of like the form, I don't know, but I love video and stuff like that. I'm sure video is gonna be around and stuff. So I think what I love, and actually this goes back to like my love for like Hollywood movies as well as YouTube. Like in a way, the thing that you know they're obviously they're both video, but they're both different forms. But the thing that links them together is the storytelling. And so I always see it like that. It's like you, in terms of all types of like hobbies and passions and loves, like you really want to dig deep into what is like the essence of it. Because a lot of people, they may be like, oh my God, I don't want to pursue YouTube because it's not like movies. But like you gotta like, or like it's vice versa. I don't want to pursue movies because it's not like YouTube. But like, or let's not even talk about content creation. Let's talk about like, I don't know, like I don't want to own a restaurant because I don't, because I'd rather, I don't know, own another type of company, whatever. But like, if you really dig down into the essence, like there is like something more important that you're actually chasing or they actually love. For me, that's storytelling. So whatever medium it is, whether that's YouTube or whether that's making a movie or whether that's marketing, like all of those I love. And so that's what I envision in 10 years. I'm definitely going to still be in that field, being a creative.
Dude, storytelling has become such a buzzword nowadays.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know what other word
Like
it is.
what is even storytelling?
I think storytelling to me means like, you know, communicating a message through something that can be like enjoyed by an audience or listened to by an audience, right? Like it's like you can tell someone, hey, like go work hard, right? And you are still getting the same message across, but it's not the same feeling as maybe watching a documentary of someone like, you know, from rags to riches or something like that, right? It's like that. It's the packaging of this message through a story that helps you really get the meaning across. So whatever that case may be, right? Through a YouTube video, through a movie, through marketing too, right? Like maybe you're watching a Nike commercial, boom, you feel inspired. You know, it's the same thing. And I think that's what storytelling is. I don't know. What do you think?
It's so hard for me because like I think of storytelling in terms of like structuring a video or structuring like a movie, you know,
Right.
like storytelling structures, like Save the Cat structure, the Dan Harmon's storytelling circle, or the hero's journey. Like that's what I think of. But I guess like more broadly, it's just like being able to spread a message.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, like all these structures, like, I mean, they're all like just different ways to tell a story, and
Yeah,
they're
I
all
guess
just
like yeah.
and no. Here's the funniest thing too. I don't know if this is true or false, but I think like the like the typical story structure is just like what is it uh like uh like a man-made thing. Like I don't know if it's natural. I think we've just been like basically society has reinforced it on us, and
Mm,
we just got used to it, and
mm,
and everything's just familiar to us. Because I'm sure there are many other stories out there that don't have that same structure, and they works. It's just way harder to pinpoint it. I
yeah.
don't know.
But for me, like that fact is important because I don't want to create works or tell stories that reach no one.
I mean, of course, that's something, right? I think there are a lot of like creators or artists out there that, of course, I think everyone wants like their message to be spread across the world. But I
Mm,
think some people's focus is not about the views or
mm,
like the audience. Like, I think it's they just want to creatively express themselves.
mm,
And that's why the artist life sucks sometimes. It's hard,
yeah.
but it really depends on what you want. And I think there's
Yeah. I
all
think
types.
the creator life sucks more because as a creator,
Yeah.
it's not like the other established industries like music or film where you can focus on one singular task,
Yeah.
which is create. As a online content creator, you have to do everything. Like you have to be the producer, you have to be the script writer, you have to be the talent, you have to be the cameraman, you have to be the manager, you have
Yeah.
to like control everything, right? Which is good to one aspect where like you're self-sufficient, but on the other hand it's like sometimes I just want to focus on the creative,
Yeah.
that's why this year one of my goals is just to eliminate myself from every step of the process other than being on camera talent and idea generation, because that's the part I love the most. I love filming the most. I love um like just being on camera and interacting with another person, and then like like making some funny jokes or stuff like that. The other part, like editing, i hate I hate editing, dude.
Yeah.
I hate editing, but I think
I love editing. It just takes so long. Oh my
yeah,
god.
I just hate sitting there for like 10 hours
Yeah.
a day. But yeah, so I have to like eliminate myself from the things I don't like,
Right.
because there's definitely a lot of the steps that I don't like
Right.
in the
Right.
creator journey.
I think when you're at a point where you get to like hire people,
Yeah.
you're able to like really focus on what you love.
Yeah.
I
But
think
you have to build up to that point.
yeah.
Like I suffered for 4 years. I edited my own videos for like 3.5 years. I was grinding. So you have to suffer through it so you can eliminate the things
Or
you don't
yeah,
like.
suffer or like learn to love it, like embrace
I
it
don't
in
think
a
it's
way.
possible, bro.
No, it is.
No, it's not
Because
possible for
I
me to
love every
enjoy
single aspect.
editing.
I love every single aspect of
Yeah,
it.
okay, once you get into the flow, sure, you wouldn't like it's kind of fun, but like I hate sitting there. That's not changeable. You can't change the fact for editing, you have to sit there for 8 hours a day.
No, but like I think how I see it is like there are 3 times you write your movie or your video, right? It's when you write it, it's when you film it, and then when you edit it. And for me, it's like I love editing because it's like I'm discovering new things. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But I hate the physical act of
Oh,
sitting
okay.
there, you know? So like I was thinking the other day, it's like maybe it's necessary for me to be still a part of the editing process, but I don't want to physically sit there and press the buttons and manipulate the timeline.
Mm,
What I want to do is I want to set up a system where like I can just like talk,
yeah.
and then the editor edits,
Yeah.
which is what they have in like Hollywood, right? The director have these editing sessions with an editor, but all they do is just like sit there and they might walk around and then they like talk about the edit, and the editor does the work. Something Alex said, Alex
Mm-hmm.
Thunder,
Yeah.
Alex Thunder. You know what he said that stuck with me when he was here. He said, "I don't do labor, man."
Mm.
And I'm like, you know, that's like a good mindset in a way. But it's also not good in some ways. But like for a business owner, we tend to want to do every part
Yeah.
of the business, or like we should be working on the business instead of in the business.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's like a big focus of
No, I
mine.
agree with that in terms
Yeah.
of like growing it and scaling it and yeah, because then it's very hard to like let go of
Yeah.
like um of your baby and like let other people deal with it and
Yeah, it's like your creative thing, right? Like
yeah.
you're like, I don't know how you think, but I think it's like no one else can completely understand my vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what I think.
Yeah.
So, like for me, I still edit everything. I do everything. Like
You think you'll ever get an editor?
I'm sure I'll get an editor. I just think at right now, I'm at like the right at the fence right now. Like
Hmm.
I'm sure I could get an editor, but right now I'm not like confident enough to get an editor just yet. But I
Bro,
will
it's
get
been
to
like
that.
3 years since we had this talk, bro.
Yeah, but no, but the thing is like I don't feel like I don't hate editing.
Mm.
I love editing. I like I don't feel like the only I guess the thing I would help me with is obviously like speed.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you would output
Yeah,
more.
but like I think like right now, like I don't know, like right now I just don't really care about that. Like I kind of just too, and I know it goes against all like the business principles and everything, but I think for me, I just don't really
Y-
care. I would just like to
Yeah,
have
you're
my
an
stuff
artist,
right
dude.
now.
You're an
Yeah,
artist.
like, and I think, and this is the thing that I'm fighting against all the time as I grow my YouTube channel and really like go into entrepreneurship because I think I started as an like pure artist. I did not care about views. I made short films and everything. And then as we go up and we start making money and start getting views, it's like, I don't think everyone has this problem, right? I think it's something internally for me. It's like, I have like, it's like this business side and artist side of me fighting with each other.
Mm.
It's like, okay, obviously for the, this decision is better for the business side of things. But then on the left side, it's like, okay, it's not like in line with my artistry. And it's like, it's always fighting.
So how do you decide?
Well, I always have to find like a balance. It's never one or the other. I think it's just, and I think it's just how I've started analyzing like how people think. There's different personalities, and MBTI. I'm obsessed with that stuff. So, but what I've realized, I'm an INFJ. What I've realized is I'm a person that like, I can't really like put down and write down my way of thinking into like steps or goals or whatever. Like I think you are way better at that, right?
Mm.
Like I think certain people kind of think better in that way, and some people don't. For me, it's like very like mood. It's very like vibrations. It's very like feeling and intuition. And I always thought for the longest time, I should ignore my intuition. And intuition, how the hell do you explain that, right? It's like, it's not logical for a lot of times. But I think it actually is logical. It's just that it's in a language that you can't really translate into words. So I'm just following my intuition, and it hasn't done me wrong so far, so I don't know.
Mm. I think I struggle with that too, like the artistry and the business. But for me, I think my business side is more dominant
Right.
than my artist side.
Right.
But I do have that artist side.
Yeah, no, totally. I think everyone
Yeah.
does, right? Like, and it's like everyone just has different like percentages of like whatever, right? So
Like every year at the beginning of the year, I have this 1 month or sometimes longer. I'm thinking about like, what's my content gonna be this year? It's
Oh.
like, it's like there are video topics that maximize views, but I might not like doing them. But should I still make those videos?
right, and
Like
that's
1 inch punch, it gets a million views every time I do 1 inch punch. But is this really what I want to do?
right. Yeah, and so it's this like dilemma
Yeah.
that I think we all creators will get to this point, right? They'll
Yeah.
be like, oh shoot, like should I make this video or not?
Yeah.
And it's for me, it's about finding that balance. It's all about that.
I've decided, I'm just gonna maximize views. I think if I maximize views, this is a talk I've had with my manager as well.
Yeah.
It's like if I maximize views now and then build up capital, money, build up the team, build up the systems in my business, the things I can make in a year from now will be much, much better than what I can do
Yeah.
with my limited resources right now.
Yeah, it's about like it's like the sacrifice in the early stages
Yeah.
to then get to the big stages, and then
Yeah.
you can have more flexibility because like everyone's already listening to you.
Yeah.
Everyone's already like fan of you and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's do you know Cal Newport?
No.
He was the author of Deep Work, but he is also the author of another book called So Good That They Can't Ignore You, something like that. So basically he talks about like you have to first build he calls it like I don't know what he calls it. Like I think he calls it like social capital or something or work capital. Basically, you have to build up that resume and build up like your skills and build up your abilities as a person so that you have more flexibility and freedom and range in your work.
So if you did have like the freedom, like what would you do?
I think I would explore more topics.
Right.
I think instead of being defined in a niche on YouTube, I would explore things that I would be naturally interested about.
Yeah. It's like make videos on like whatever's on your mind.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. It's like maybe this weekend I'm going to learn drawing, and then
Yeah.
I talk about what I learned at drawing. But that's like not as interesting, right? When you have like planned topics and like
Right.
planned stunts and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Let's talk about girls.
No.
Why? Let's talk about girls.
Oh, yeah, I can talk about this forever, but yeah, I don't know. What do you want to ask me?
So why do you think you haven't focused on love
Oh, that's a good
until
question.
now?
Actually, that's a really good question. Okay, yeah. Well, so yeah, something for example, like love and relationships. I think that's something that I've obviously like I've explored that, but not
Have you?
to. I don't think to the extent that I, of course, would like want to obviously. So and it's because like growing up, I was always into work. I was always into hustling and stuff like that.
I don't know about that one. Like high school, you were into hustling?
Yeah, I was making videos. Who the heck's gonna edit the videos, right?
I
So-
guess,
so-
but we had free time in high school, bro.
No, but like I think there's a no. I think even in high school, like you're balancing school. Well, yeah, I still like played around and stuff. I still talk to people and everything, but I don't think I think my lifestyle is very different.
Okay, we've lived all this time together, so like I know exactly what you went through.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little different than what you're describing
No,
right now.
but like no, because I think how you see like play around or whatever is different than me.
Okay,
Right?
I guess.
So I think obviously like I'm not gonna be like I don't go to clubs, I don't drink alcohol, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't find any interest in that stuff, right? So for me it was always like like making movies and like and if it's not movies,
Oh,
like,
I thought you meant played around with girls.
huh? No. Oh, I'm talking about no, but I'm saying like no. What?
No,
No, I'm just saying like play around in nature, like have fun and stuff
okay.
like that.
I thought the whole time you were saying, "Oh yeah, in high school I played around and stuff."
No,
meaning
no,
you were
no,
playing
not in
around with girls.
No. So, I was always like single. You already knew my line. It was
I
never.
know,
It was
but we're
never
talking
chase
about-
girls.
We're talking about. Okay, say your line.
My
What's your
line was my motto was never chase girls, chase dreams first. So you already knew it. Chitty Bang. Shout out to Chitty Bang. That's the lyrics of a song. But yeah, like I was always like I was just so focused on like on my passions and my dreams, right? And obviously like, when university came, then yeah, I like opened up. But still, I was still like I was doing YouTube. I was doing a lot of my entrepreneurship stuff, like focusing on my career and everything. So I just really like I don't know, it just wasn't really something.
So why the
I cared
switch
about.
now?
Well, because you're getting old. I'm getting old, sorry. And like, and also I've also realized, and this is why I keep bringing it up. I've also realized like life is so much more than just, at least for me, work. Like, I think, what Rachel said. So that's our friend. She was like, "Is work? Do I want my work to be life, or do I want my life to be work?" And I think I want my life to be work. I would love my work to revolve around my life, which is like the things I like. Maybe I make videos on things, kind of like make videos on like what I am interested about and stuff. But I think I don't know. I think life is so beautiful and how we, eating food and like meeting people and traveling to places. So I think I realized like, okay, I need to spend more time doing that outside of my computer, outside of my bedroom, and yeah, enjoy. I don't know. It's so funny because like I think I did it reverse.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people enjoy their life first and then they start thinking about the career.
Yeah.
But I did it in the reverse. So I have a very different lifestyle than many people, I think.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I guess now you have more money to enjoy
Yeah, and
life,
here's
which
the
is
thing.
good.
I think here's the thing. It's so funny because like I have so much freedom now. Like I just
Yeah.
can do whatever I want. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm not limited by money. I'm not limited by time schedule. Like I don't need to do homework. So it's like and
It's good too.
yeah.
I mean, that's always my plan as well.
Right.
But it's like I feel like we're all talking like we're talking about the same thing, but like my level of enjoying life might be like way higher than yours.
Yeah, it's like we're in, like it's just different perspectives.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think I'm very, like I don't need much in life.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. Like my YouTube channel is about entrepreneurship and money and things like that. But like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like it's for me, it's just about like the more simple things. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you say like, oh, you've worked really hard. Now it's time to enjoy life. I still feel like
you haven't worked enough.
I'm still in the working phase and I'm waiting to enjoy. Well, not waiting to enjoy, but it's like one of my dreams is to like get enough money and then take like 1 year off where I'm just like partying all day, every day.
Oh my God. But then what did you get? Like, I don't know. Like, I have nothing to do. Like, oh my God.
I feel like when you have nothing to do, that's when you find yourself.
Really? I feel like when you have nothing to do, it's like, I think that's when people get lost. Don't you think
Yeah,
so?
you get lost and then you find yourself.
Oh, okay, I guess so. Yeah.
You get lost first, obviously, and then you find yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So how is the dating life? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's chill. It's meeting people and it's fun. And I don't think I found the right person yet, but I know like eventually it'll come. So I'm not really rushing for anything.
Do you tell the girls you do YouTube?
They kind of just find out on their own, but like they Google my name and then boom, like I cover all of the front page.
Really? They
Yeah.
Google your name?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm
Who
sure.
does that on a date?
No, okay. Who does it? Like,
I don't Google the other person. I don't
or you
assume they're
search them on-
famous enough.
no,
to
no,
be-
but or like what I mean is like you search them on Facebook
Oh,
or
okay.
Instagram or whatever the heck.
I see.
Eventually they'll just bring it up. Or actually, a lot of times like people kind of just they know me from a video, so they're like, "Oh, I've seen you in your Singapore video or whatever."
Really?
Yeah, all the time. Or like Hong Kong, or like there was one funny story. It's like there's this girl is like I've used your haircut video to cut my ex's hair. And I was like,
Oh wow. How did you feel?
I was like, lol, I'm good.
Lol.
No, but
I was already a part of your relationship.
yeah. Like no, like and for me, like it's I think sometimes people are like embarrassed, right? For me, it's good because like like I think for me, like my work is a part of me.
Yeah.
It represents me. So if you love my work, that means you're complimenting me. So I'm really happy about that.
But do you think it affects your relationship at all?
I always do have a question, like, like, are they viewing me as like a, I don't know, like I don't know if I'm even at the stage. Like, if I had like 10 million subscribers, I would then question, like, okay, are you like, really, do you really like me because I'm a YouTuber or something like that? Or I think I have like those little moments now, but I don't think I think I'm just overthinking if I do think of those things. So
I see.
it's fine.
I see. Nice. Okay. Okay.
But I got I'm just gonna let life flow and see how things go, and I'm not afraid of whatever when it happens.
Mm. Do you think you would include once you get a girlfriend? Do you think you could include her in your content?
I think I'd be pretty private about it, to
Mm.
be honest. I like unless she wants to be in it, but even if she wants to be in it, I wouldn't. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, I would hesitate
Mm.
because I know that like to be on social media, you need like hella thick skin,
Mm.
and people talk about you and stuff, and so yeah, I don't. I mean, the funny thing is like I don't even share much about my own life like outside of my videos. Like I
Yeah.
don't post that many Instagram stories or things like that, and it's just like for me, like on one end, it's like, do people even care about it? Like should I even post it? And on the other end, it's just like maybe it's just like maybe I should just enjoy the moment and not take pictures and stuff like that. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what I have found is like I find that people who like Instagram stories and stuff like that or sharing their life, that's like a way of some people see it as like their way of creative expression. I think that's the way of a regular person's creative expression, like posting Instagram photos or something like that.
Oh, really?
Like because we're content creators, so we make bigger like videos and stuff like that, right?
Mm.
But for the everyday person, like they don't do that.
Right, like
So
taking a picture of their food is their creative expression.
exactly, that's their method. So there's nothing wrong about that stuff. It's just like, I guess for me, if I want to say something, it's not through Instagram story, it's through video. So
Mm.
it's a little,
I see.
just a different medium.
Damn. Taking picture of food is a form of creative expression. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think everyone is an artist?
I think everyone has artistic and creative abilities. I think artists are people who have taken time to develop their creative abilities.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like everyone has an artistic ability. I think I'm more like lenient on the definition. I think everyone is an artist. Like I don't want to gatekeep that term. You
Mm.
know, I think like everyone should. It's so funny because I made that AI art video, and then
Mm.
everyone's like, AI artist, AI is not art. Like AI artists are a disgrace and whatever. And it's like, who is gatekeeping this stuff, right? Like, it's ridiculous. I think it's, I don't know. I think everyone's an artist. It's just like the level of artistry. Of course, you have like
Mm.
the ones that make money off of it, the professional ones, the actual good ones. Obviously, there's bad artists, but
Yeah, but like, I think for you to be an artist, you have to have people consume your art.
no, no, I don't think so,
No?
dude. Like,
Like to be classified as
no,
an
I don't.
artist.
I disagree. Like Leonardo da Vinci. Like he was painting stuff in this prison, and no one was looking at that stuff. And only like decades later, people see his stuff. You know. So like, I don't know. I don't think so. And I think
I
think
guess.
some of the best works actually
All
are
right,
just
you
not
convinced me.
popular.
I take my statement back.
Yeah. So I'm just very artsy, you know,
Yeah.
in my way of mind. So yeah.
Nice. What's something interesting you've learned recently?
Huh. That's actually a really deep question. Oh, okay. I think something that I've learned recently is that vulnerability is something super, super valuable. And I think a lot of people need to like get in touch with it. Like something for me, for example, like I think like growing up, like I was always scared of like all my like my lifestyle quirks and stuff. Like I remember when like everyone goes partying and stuff, right? I'd be like, what the hell? I don't drink, and everyone would be like I'd be so like nervous and like I don't know how to react, and or in terms of like yeah, like how I'm like always working and like I don't know, I was always in my room and stuff like that, working like making videos and stuff like that. It's like um I think like it's sometimes hard to be vulnerable and show like okay like the weaknesses that you may have or the things that you're embarrassed about or scared about. And I think I've that's something that I always struggled with, and it also relates to content creation too, right? I think a lot of people like in terms of the videos that they make or the social media or whatever, they're like they want to make sure that they're like liked and stuff. They like
Hmm.
have a persona that they show, right? And what's interesting is that what I've learned is that yeah, like I think vulnerability is like it's like the secret sauce to humanity. You know, it's like it's funny how like you think that vulnerability is going to push people away, but it actually brings people closer. And it's also shown with YouTubers too, like Emma Chamberlain, like Ryan Trahan, like people they they show that they're not perfect people, but then people relate to that stuff. And I think I want to bring that into my content, but also life in general. Like I think I am quite like an open person in my
No.
day-to-day life.
You're a very closed off person. What the
Well,
hell?
no, but I am closed off. But like, if you ask me the right questions, I'll say it.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
like I'm not gonna come in the room and say, "Hey guys, like,
I
you know,
think
I'm dating
you've
this
got-
person." I'm whatever.
No,
like-
I think you've gotten more open about your life over time.
Yeah,
but
and-
like, I would say 3 years ago, you were
Oh,
very
100
like private.
100%, yeah. Like even 100% high school. Like I was super private and stuff like that. And the thing was because like every time I'd share my life, people would like laugh or like make fun of me or whatever. And those people, yeah, maybe they're not the right people to be around. But
They can go frick themselves,
yeah.
as Jensen Tung would say.
but yeah, I think what I've realized is yeah, like it's super important to be vulnerable because it's gonna naturally filter out people that shouldn't even be in your life. But at the same time, you get to really like be yourself. And I think kind of going back to what I've learned is to honestly like you will unlock your personal strengths, your everything about you once you don't care about other people. Then you just like do the things you want to do. And to some people that comes very naturally, but to someone like me that I feel like I always want to you know, give a good impression and like you know, be a nice person, whatever. Like sometimes very hard. It's like I want to like please people and whatever. So
Where did you learn that? Like, how did you learn that?
I think it's like it goes back to like I don't know, childhood. Like
No, I mean, like, did something
Oh.
happen for you to?
oh,
learn?
definitely the dating world. I think like I was always
okay.
scared to like, you know, especially in the dating world, it's like you want to be this perfect person to the other person. But then when you realize like, are you gonna put on this act forever? It's not like I acted, but it's just like I just wouldn't like reveal certain things about me. But now I don't care. But not just that. Like I think also just day-to-day life. Like I just like, you know, like talking to like friends or something like that. Like I'm always on guard because I'm always thinking like they're gonna like use this information against me or whatever. But now I'm just like, it's again that natural filter. If they do that, okay, peace out of my life. And if they don't, you're friends for life. Boom. So I don't really care anymore. And I think it's like coming to peace with disappointing people and letting people come and go, because I don't need a million friends anymore. I think I wanted a million friends. I think I am friendly with like 99% of the people that I know. But the thing is like, I don't need to like impress people anymore. I don't really care.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Like,
what are your thoughts on it?
like in high school, I mean, I wanted more friends,
Yeah.
but when I got into university, I wanted close friends,
Yeah.
and I started trimming down my friends.
And even when you get older now, after graduation,
Exactly.
it's like,
I think having one close friend is equivalent to like 100 friends, even more. Like you can't even match it. You know, it's like one close friend is all you need.
yeah, exactly. Like keep your circle small.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. And yeah, like I don't, like I only have like, I don't know, a handful of people that I really like keep in contact with.
What makes a
Defining
good friend? Trust is number one. I think we started with that. I think for me, like the friends that I keep in my life are people who grow at the same pace as me. I think that's the number one thing for me, because like I'm always growing. I'm always
Right.
improving myself. I'm improving my business. I'm improving my income. I'm improving my perspective on the world. And people who stay stagnant, I cannot be friends with, because they slow down my growth. And not even that, they drag me back down.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So yeah,
And I think that's a lot of, I think that's a big issue for a lot of people. I think they're like, it's like those high school friends that like hold them back or whatever. Like they want to grow, but then there's these, you know, like the old mates, you know, that want to like, I don't know, fool around or whatever.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's like it's finding that piece of just like allowing people to let go people because they're in a certain period of your life and they don't need to continue with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friends who hold you back are not your real friends.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. Like I think like I think there are friends that, you know, maybe they're not as like ambitious as us, for example. But as long as they support and they
Yeah.
like have that like
And they don't judge you.
yeah.
They don't
like-
be like, "Oh, you've changed. You
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to do this. Why are you doing that now? Oh my god,
Yeah.
I miss the old you."
Yeah, exactly. Like I have friends that like they do not care at all. They just want a comfortable life, right?
Yeah.
But like they support me, and so that's why I'm friends with them. And so as long as they're like the mindset is like growing with you, I guess. Yeah, I agree.
Mm.
That's important.
I think, but like my closest friends are the ones that are like on their own ambitious journey.
Yeah,
as well.
for sure. Because there's something like way more relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for me, like, I totally agree with what you said. Trust with the growth, and I would say, I think I like someone that is a good listener. Like, kind of going with the trust, I guess, but allowing like not being so judgy because I'm a sensitive dude. But like, I think for someone to listen and to support and to also like give perspectives and stuff like that is really like someone I like in my life. So that's really helpful.
So why do you think you've kept me in your life for so long?
I think it would be more for like what you said, the growth aspect. Like our lives have been just so like in line, and like not many people can like understand this lifestyle or like this creator entrepreneurship, whatever life that we're living. And so it's super cool to like connect with that because you understand me. You like say those things. You like look when I say something. Like I don't need to further explain it or whatever. Like we've just been through it all, man. We just have struggled so much. It's just like
I actually don't think we've ever had like any arguments.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I don't think I actually. Here's the thing. Like I don't think I actually argue with any of my friends. I just cut them off. Like, I just cut them out of my life because like, yeah, if I argue with you, like it's already over.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I won't get to that point.
But maybe that's important. Like that conflict is important to work through.
But I don't think you need to do it with aggression,
Right.
right? Like
Yeah.
I think it's all about like packaging. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The world is all about packaging, dude.
yeah, exactly.
I'm learning to package my words a little better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like emotional intelligence is very. That's
Yeah.
like something as important as IQ or whatever, in my opinion.
I have intelligence. I just don't.
Everyone has it. Everyone has it.
No, I mean like I have emotional intelligence. I just don't care enough to like change my actions. I recognize what I'm doing and what they're feeling. Just I sometimes don't care enough to change my words or behaviors to suit that.
Yeah. No, it's so funny because I think you are more of like I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna just do my thing. Like I don't care about other people's opinions. And then I'm more of like oh my god, I care about everyone's opinions. But then I like strive to not care, and then and free myself from my burdens.
Yeah.
But then and then you, I guess,
I have to
like, also
care a little
learning-
bit more.
yeah, exactly. So it's again always about a balance. It's always
Yeah.
about balance.
Yeah. Yeah, like sometimes I just feel like it's a little bit of waste of time, you know? It's like I have to like curve all the way around just to like just to get my point across so they don't come out emotionally damaged. You know, like I feel like it's a little waste of time curving all the way around where I can just like be very blunt and just say it as it is.
Right.
Like a lot of people get offended by the objective truth. Like they think the truth is offensive. Like I'm attacking them. But I'm not. I'm just telling the facts.
But what if it's not the truth? What
What do
if
you
it's like
mean?
your truth, but not their truth? All I know, or how about like if so if someone was like super blunt to you, would you be like okay with it? Or
I'll be okay with it.
yeah, I think everyone just has their own tolerance
Yeah.
levels. Yeah.
I think it's also where I grew up in Chongqing, China. Like everyone's
Oh.
very blunt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah. It actually has a lot to do with culture too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like Japanese people, I think, like from what
Yeah,
I've
that's
heard, they
true.
like curve around and talk around a lot.
Yeah, and like New York,
Yeah.
super direct, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But people are people. Like it's weird.
Yeah. I
It's
don't know.
it's.
People are
I
complex,
think it would
bro.
be. I think it's like. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you just gotta like. It's like super annoying, but it's like that's the beauty of humanity, don't you think? Like,
Why?
because if all of us were just like boom, 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 like straight lines, we'd just all be robots.
Mm,
You
right.
know?
If we received information like just as is,
Yeah.
then yeah, we would
There
be
would be no
robots.
such thing as marketing, right? It'd just be
Yeah.
like, here's your shoes,
Yeah.
whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't even think there'd be movies. It'd just be like, yo, this guy bought a dog. His dog died, and Keanu Reeves kills the dog. Whatever. Like, I don't know. It'd be super boring. I think life would be very
I
boring.
guess. Yeah. That's a
Um,
point I've never thought about before.
but I also agree too. It's like, yeah, I think life is sometimes too complex, and then people just need to freaking listen to the facts.
What's your favorite movie?
Um, okay, like I would say top three. I'll say my top three. First one is Yip Man or Ip Man. So that movie actually made me into got me into filmmaking
Mm.
and videos. The second one would be Dark Knight, classic Christopher Nolan, and then the third I think snuck in this year or I guess last year. Everything Everywhere All at Once
Mm.
needs to win the Oscar. Holy crap, so good. Yeah, that movie like makes me cry every time.
Mm.
Every time I watch it.
Do you
What about
see
you?
any common traits in these movies?
That's a really good question. Holy crap. I think it has to do with like the in a way it's this like story of like an underdog kind of just like winning, I guess. So Ip Man, right? Like
Mm.
World War II, he's like Japanese invade China and then he gets owned, like his whole family, whatever. And he fights his way and defeats the general. Oh my god, I just spoiled the movie. Right? But then Dark Knight, yeah, even Dark Knight, like everyone hated Batman, right?
Mm.
And but he still like was able to save the city. And then Everything Everywhere All at Once, like not only does she like fight and save the universe, but like she fights and saves her family, Michelle Yeoh and everything. So I don't know. I really relate to like an underdog story because I think that's how I see my life.
Mm.
I think I've always been someone that's like different, and always felt like everything was against me, like in the world, and I don't know. I just relate to that. Yeah.
Mm.
What about you? Like,
I think my top three are La La Land, Her,
yeah, that's a good movie.
Ex Machina.
That's a really good movie too. Yeah. So, and what is the theme, if you can find one?
I don't know, loneliness.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I think actually all of them are like a lonely main character.
That's true.
Like Ex Machina is a guy who lives in the forest
Right.
and has like robot girlfriends. La La Land is about like a breakup essentially. And then what's the other one? Her is
Right.
literally just like about breakup too.
Dude, you have something for guys liking robots. Don't you?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's my fetish.
So do you think that like, okay, if let's say loneliness is the theme, like why is it that?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Like growing up, did
This
you
is
have
weird. I don't know, dude. Yeah, why is that?
to think about that?
It's like I think like all these movies are all about the main character falling in love and then falling apart.
Hmm. Her was. Oh yeah, you're right. But then they find self love at the end, don't they?
No.
Doesn't her ends? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Her,
I think it was a happy ending.
I guess a little bit. Ex Machina was
Yeah, I don't
not.
even remember the ending of that one too.
Yeah.
But that's so funny because like
La La Land definitely was not a happy ending.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, it's interesting because like I'm the sensitive dude, but then all my movies are like action,
Mm.
like everything. And then yours is like all like the love and
Yeah,
stuff.
maybe those are the movies that make me feel something,
Oh, gotcha.
where I don't feel anything normally.
Oh.
Like I'm not very like in tune with my feelings.
Right.
Maybe I just don't have strong feelings. I
No,
feel
I
like
think I think some people are wired that way. Some
yeah,
people are not. There's no right or wrong.
like
for
most
that.
of the time I'm just like my emotions are flat. I don't have very like ups and downs.
Yeah. Whereas me, like I'm not dramatic. I don't think that's the word, but I definitely have feelings for
Mm.
sure.
Yeah, I think it's I've trained myself to become emotionless
Right.
because the girl who broke my heart made me that way. That-
Actually, no, there are actually, I would say a lot of, I don't know about you, but like I think a lot of people that don't have emotions, it's like because they're like blocking them out because they don't want to
yeah,
face them.
maybe,
I don't
maybe,
know if it's you.
maybe. Yeah, maybe. It could be.
It's interesting too. I think there's like, yeah, like for me, like, I mean, it's also bad for me if you're too emotional, right? Like, I think
Yeah.
I'm always like someone that's like, okay, if I feel something, I have to face it head on.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it hurts, sucks. Like, oh, I said this before to Hafu. It's like all my problems right now, they're not like external problems. They're all internal problems. It's just
Mm.
like things that I have to deal with within myself. Um, and yeah, it's interesting.
It feels like therapy session now.
Well, here's the thing. I think every time I talk to someone, especially one on one,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's something that's just how I talk. I just somehow always like move it to like therapy topics or whatever. Um,
That's good.
I am always scared. Like, am I too much of too much of a thinker? Like, too much of a deep guy? Like, and it's so funny. Like, no one really cares about this stuff. It's just me. Like, I always think about that stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know.
That's just you. You gotta
Yeah,
embrace
it
it.
is me. Yeah, exactly. So I have to be vulnerable and just accept it and whatever. So yeah, I don't really care anymore. I don't care about the people that don't care about it.
Mm.
Um,
I mean, some people find it interesting as
Yeah.
like, oh, that's cool, but then they just go back to their normal
yeah.
processing.
And actually, here's the thing too. Like, I think I have a lot of friends that they don't care about it at all,
Mm.
but they will listen, and
Mm.
that's good enough for me.
Okay. Yeah. At least pretend to care, you know?
No, it's not pretend to care. They care,
Okay.
but like they won't like give their own perspective because maybe they don't think in that way,
Mm.
or they don't have those feelings for themselves.
Mm.
Yeah, what's something that's weird that I found is like I like to like talk through people, in that the way for me to understand my emotions and feelings is to like talk to someone,
Mm.
and they don't even need to say anything.
Mm.
I'll just answer their own question,
Mm.
but it's really weird. Like,
Oh, one thing I just thought of, I realized, it's like you say you're like a very emotional, kind of sensitive person.
yeah,
One thing from our friendship that I've realized over time is that you do not thrive off of like competition and criticism. You
Right.
thrive off of support.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And I think there were a period of time where I tried to motivate you through kind of like poking at you a little bit,
Yeah.
like challenging you a little bit. But I think you might have taken that like as offense or taken that uh, like not in a good way. It did not
Right.
motivate you. It kind of demoralized you a little bit. So I think I've changed my way of approaching those topics. Like
Right.
I've become more supporting rather than challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. I think for me, like I'm not like a naturally competitive person.
Yeah.
And in fact, like anytime it's competitive, like it's actually quite interesting how that's how I live my life in a way where it's like if it's competitive, if everyone wants it, I don't want it anymore. I don't really care for it. And then because And it's the same thing with like entrepreneurship. It's just, like, let's say we went to go get a normal job, right? Then you're trying to compete with all these million people.
Yeah.
If you're an entrepreneur, yeah, sure, you can compare yourself to other entrepreneurs, but really, like, you're the only one in this job. You can't. There's no direct competition to yourself.
Yeah.
So I think I never thrived off competitive stuff. I remember, yeah, you're like one time like, who's gonna get to 200,000 subscribers, something like that. Like for me, like I don't think I ever saw that in a negative way from you.
Okay.
It's just because I understand how I think I know for you, like you're more of like you like to like see other people and that inspires you to like push forward and stuff. I think for me it was just like I don't really care, so I'm not going to like force myself to care. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not that. Like, I wasn't talking to like me. I wasn't talking to motivate me. I was like, because there were like a period of time you like stopped making videos, and I was
Right.
like, I don't know exactly. Like, I don't remember exactly, but like I probably like said some things where like
No, I don't think that
yeah.
was anything to do with
Okay.
you. Like,
Okay.
I think my output
Yeah.
has to.
No, but I was trying to challenge you to make more
Right.
videos, but the way I said that was probably not motivating.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I will say is like I think my output has always been like decided by me and no one else. And but what I will say is like maybe when you said that it just didn't have an effect on me.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very hard because like I think for what I think is like for in your head it must be so. You must be like, oh, Jensen, like you have so much potential. You have all this business stuff you could do.
Nah,
and
I
then
don't
like,
think that.
and I'm just like whatever.
I actually don't think that. I mean, like, I've just like let you do your own thing, dude.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't really think that. Like, I know the path you choose for yourself will be the best path.
Right. Yeah.
Because that's like forcing you to do something that you're not in line with is not going to work out long term.
Yeah.
So just letting you figure out on your own is probably the best path forward for you.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, and I think and I think I kind of let that happen with other people too. I just they'll figure it out on their own. And I just know that everyone has their own definitions of success and failures. And I just can't decide for them. So
yeah, I mean, like sometimes you can give guidance and
For
perspective,
sure.
but then you gotta
you don't
give
wanna
them room to like receive that or process that and make their own decision.
yeah, like you can't expect them to like accept your decision 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the best you can do is just give the advice.
Yeah.
And actually, and just in general, I believe that honestly, you can't change someone. Like the only person that can change is yourself. And that means like the only way for someone else to change is to like give them the data info.
Yeah.
But they have to make the decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess that's how I approach friendships and relationships in that way too. I'm just like, well, I'm trying to at least. I've realized like, I forget like, just not gonna do anything.
Yeah. Is that it?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. This is not even a creator podcast anymore.
It's about, I don't know, dude. I don't know what it's about. We're just talking about life, dude. The creator life.
Yes.
Well, everyone's a creator, right? So essentially, talking about creators is talking about life.
Well, to dive deeper, I think, were you ever scared? Like I was like running away, like from this friendship or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. Maybe there was like a little bit of tension for a little bit of time, a small period of time. But like from that, like I recognize and I changed my approach. I think it's just my delivery of
Right.
Of
No,
like,
actually, something that's I've been very impressed with you is like over the like I don't know, let's say like the past 2 years or something like that, a couple of years or whatever, like. Yeah, I think you used to be very like harsh, or, like I don't know what's the word, but like very. I think like the bluntness is very like.
Yeah.
but I obviously knew that was your personality and stuff.
Yeah.
But But now, like what you're saying, like you're starting to learn how like other people operate and like
Yeah.
trying to like work with that and yeah, it's the funny thing about humans, right? Like we're all just like messed up, like
Yeah,
but
yeah. It's girls in my life.
no, but even me, I mean, I don't know. Actually, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I find that I definitely enjoy like with okay, let's say in general. Okay, in general, I have friends that are guys. I have friends that are girls. In general, for some reason, like in conversations with girls, I just enjoy those conversations more, or like I connect more.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are guys that I can connect to
Yeah.
as well, but I think with girls because I think they just understand the dynamics of human emotion better.
Mm.
so so yeah, I think that's why a lot of my close friends are girls. So and then like I think guys, especially in this weird age and time where guys are always like these trends of like, oh my god, this would be a hard man or whatever. Like I don't know, like
Yeah.
whatever. No emotions.
Yeah.
I think they're all just running away from their pains. Like they're all just weak and oh my god, is this like insulting though? But like I'll say it in a good way. I'll say this in a good way. These people, a lot of men out there, they're just kind of lost and they don't know what to do. And they're kind of weak. They feel vulnerable. But instead of like embracing that, they run away from it. They like block off all of those things.
And they put up a front.
Yeah, they put it front, and then they're like, okay, you know what? If I become super rich and famous or whatever, and have all the Bugattis and whatever, like obviously like the Andrew Tate stuff, am I gonna get you demonetized by saying that? No, joking. But like, I think, you know, they're like running away from it, and
I know, but like I think Andrew Tate has developed character, and probably has embraced his emotions. But there's some people that
no, exactly. I don't know about him because I don't even watch much of him.
Yeah, but like there's some people in like I don't know, like in the mall where like they act hard, but like they're actually very fragile personalities.
It's because they're like they're protecting themselves
yeah.
from something that they know inside. It's like, so there's two ways to approach it. I guess it's you either put up a front or you embrace it and let nobody judge you. And so even if you get stabbed, you just don't bleed.
I like that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like that's the lifestyle I try to embrace. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how we got here.
Do you think you're at the point where you can get stabbed and not bleed?
I think I have very thick skin. Like my own worst enemy is myself, for sure. I think the only person that can kill me is like myself. Like I don't really care about other people's opinion. But for a long time, for sure, like I was always. And here's the weird thing. I think in terms of like content creation, I think a lot of people go into content creation to seek validation. Don't you think?
Yeah.
For me, like I wouldn't say it's the number one thing, but definitely, like thinking back, like actually with all artists, actually, it's just like kind of goes back to like, okay, is art like we want people to see our stuff. Like, why do we need people to see our stuff? It's because of that validation element.
Right.
And it's so funny because the moment I found confidence in myself was when my first video blew up. Because I was like, oh my God, I'm finally validated by all these people. Now looking back at it though, it's like, I mean, obviously there's no regrets.
I don't know. Like, I look at views as a feedback metric rather than a validation metric.
Right,
it's like, I guess in a sense it's validating that I'm doing something right, but it's also just like how you practice, right?
I think you're able to really separate the work from yourself. Like, are you? Like, you think so or no?
Meaning like if people
like if someone insults your video, do you personally get offended?
Maybe for like a slight hot minute, but I take it as all feedback.
For sure.
And then like, okay, I might feel like, oh fuck. I know. Like it hurts the most when you know it's true.
Right.
Like if I agree with their insults, it hurts the most.
Right.
But I also thank them for it. Maybe not right away, but like I am thankful for it because it gives me feedback on how I can improve. Like for me, ultimately, I'm about the objective rather than my personal feelings. And my objective is to make better and better videos.
Yeah.
So if I can make the best video and they're helping me get there through insulting me, that's fine. I'll take the hit. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not
I think that's
completely
I think that's a
separate.
good way. No, I think
Yeah.
that's a good way to look at it, right?
Yeah.
It's like you obviously like no matter what, like if someone says like you're doing a bad job or your video sucks, you're gonna have some. It's just like that the extent of it.
Yeah.
I think that for me, like, yeah, like in the beginning, in the very beginning, yeah, like I cared. I was like, oh my god, like people are hating on me, whatever. Now I don't care. I find it funny. It's like it's just like, dang, they have so much energy to like write it in a comment or whatever. But
Life, man.
yeah,
Life is.
am
full
I
of
getting you to think of a lot of stuff?
I don't know. Like after every time like we have these like deep talks, I don't think about anything in particular. I just have this like feeling of like life.
It's complicated.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
like,
very complicated.
It just feels like oh, like everything is out there. It's all a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's good to have this feeling once in a while. You know, it's like life is full of mysteries. You don't know shit.
But imagine living my life. I have this feeling all the time. It's very like killing. But so I
Yeah.
want to try to live in the moment, and that's what I want to learn. But yeah, like I don't know. There's like a balance to it too. Yeah, everything's a balance. I think yin and yang. You know, yin and what is it? Yeah, I really like relate to that philosophy.
Cool, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you sharing a lot of vulnerable stuff with me.
I wonder what you're gonna keep in and yeah, I talked about a lot, but thank you so much for having me, and I am very honored to be your first guest. So
Yeah, if you guys like the podcast, subscribe. We'll have more guests on, and see you in the next episode.
peace.